Hi everyone, welcome to another webisode of The Good Doctor. And today's topic of conversation is about hair loss, and we're here with Dr. Mike Ryan. So Mike, the first question that we have before we get into the subject matter is from a viewer who's left a message for us on the website, and his name is Marco. Marco is 23 years old, he's experiencing hair loss, and his question is, while my hair is thinning, can I get this hair back?
If it is thinning because it's genetic, and it sounds from the rest of the question like it is, it's very unlikely to grow it back. Having said that, the new generation of laser therapy on younger guys, if it's early stage androgenetic alopecia, is proving to have some fantastic results. So don't give hope just yet. Needs to be checked out.
Okay, so on that subject, on that topic that we just talked about, I think the real question that a lot of people will have is, how does hair loss affect and impact their self-confidence, their lifestyle, just their demeanor? Does hair play a role?
It's just the most important thing, and that is the most important issue with hair loss. I never start any talks when I go out without first covering the base of the psychology of hair, why we have hair, what purpose it serves. Mm-hmm. You know, people make statements every day with their hair. We make political statements, we make religious statements, we make statements about our self-esteem. Hair is evolved on the head with us, primarily for self-esteem and attracting a mate. That's it. So when you start to lose it, you feel like your attractiveness has diminished, you feel like you're getting older, you may think you're going to be alone and you're going to be ugly and all these things. So massively, massively psychologically important.
Image, Hollywood has made it very clear it's important, and what element of our body speaks out better than our hair. So it's sort of like
it's the crowning glory. That's it.
There you go. What are some of the solutions out there that people who are experiencing hair loss can feel confident about using? I mean, what are the steps that you suggest?
The steps, first of all, is hair loss comes in many forms, but if it's a shedding and it's abnormal shedding, that's not normal, so you need to be checked out. Mm-hmm. If the hair is then the categorical genetic thinning, particularly males, where the hair becomes thinner on the vertex over a period of time, if it's caught early enough, there are things you can do to slow down, to improve slightly with the new generation of laser. But when it's all gone and the days of the hair has given up, basically, then we look at hair systems and cosmetic additions to the hair to restore that self-esteem.
Okay, so when you talk about that, if someone has completely lost their hair and they don't want to opt in for a transplant, what are some of the options that's available?
If the hair's gone and they don't want to transplant, and you often see a lot of people don't want to do that, then we look at hair systems. Mm-hmm. Now, hair systems, the old word is wig.
Yes.
And that's the misconception of a hair system.
Yeah. So everyone thinks that the minute they even talk about that word, it's that rug or the wig that they're going to put on or patch onto their head, and it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. Yeah. But that's not the case, is it?
No, the old ones did, but now the technology and the advancement of them, they are sensational. Yeah. And the difference, it's very, very hard to tell when a guy is wearing a good system. I could name you 5 Hollywood actors that wear systems, and you would say that's just not right, but they do, and they wear them and look great.
Who are they?
I can't tell you.
Well, I know some of them. Well, we all know. We know Sean Connery is one of them.
Connery's one.
We know John Travolta wears it. We know Sylvester Stallone has a system on. Nicolas Cage.
There's a couple of others.
One more. You said 5.
Clooney.
George Clooney.
Clooney has a system.
George Clooney is wearing a system. That's interesting. I didn't know about that one. Yeah. Anyone else?
There's lots.
There's lots of them. But we can't detect it, and we will never know. Well, unless someone reveals it. But they're so undetectable. They're so natural. They blend in so well with the rest of your hair that, the question is, why not? Why wouldn't you? So the question is, why don't people, especially men, go and opt in for this solution? What's that first barrier in their head?
Fear is probably the biggest one, and fear of what their friends will say, what their friends will think. You often get those kind of initial objections. People, what will people say? And it's really a myth, that, because when guys come and they are very nervous and apprehensive for all those reasons, once they actually put on a system for the very first time and they sit with it for 15 to 20 minutes just to get used to it, they literally walk out of the hair spa 2 feet taller. The transformation is unbelievable. And if you could just bottle that look as they leave, then you'd be on liquid gold.
You feel your manhood.
Everything. You feel attractive, you feel powerful, you feel as though you just, you've got your youth back. Guys, they physically change. They physically walk taller, they stand straighter. That might sound crazy, but I watch them and they do. They physically change.
I feel more confident.
Sure.
Now, so that's a transformation for men. What about for women?
For women, it's always the last thing I look at, really, for women, because putting a system on a woman, that involves shaving and those kind of things, I'm not comfortable with. But we get a lot of cancer patients and children where they go through chemotherapy where they've got no hair, so they need some form of help for either a short time or it could be an extended period of time. Then systems and wigs are great. So we're never adverse to using them, but it's a slightly different mechanism. But we use a lot of systems for ladies in the Middle East.
Sure.
Unfortunately, have gone a little bit too far.
Women also opt into using hair systems. Their natural hair is deteriorated, it's gone, it's genetic, various reasons. But there are solutions out there that you can take advantage of. And the third group of people are people who go under chemotherapy. They've got cancer, they're feeling down, and to have their head shaved, that really adds a lot more pressure on the person's psychology, as you said. So this way, as they're going through the cure, they'll still feel pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, cancer patients often say, and any cancer nurse will tell you this, that when they talk to a woman will always say they would rather have the cancer than lose their hair.
Yeah.
And that sounds crazy to us.
Sure.
But that's how powerful it is. So if we can help them while they're going through the treatment, and it's temporary, great.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for this topic and this conversation that we had. For all of you who are watching this video, if you've got any thoughts, comments, questions for Dr. Ryan, please leave them in the section down below, and we will make sure to answer them. Thanks for watching The Good Doctor on eZeLiving.com, where you can find anything and everything lifestyle.